Okay, so today's learning objectives are we will discuss the design process with some case studies, and also we will see the similar aspect of design process in the software field. That is our domain basically. So that is called SDLC, Software Development Life Cycle, to get an analogy with this design process. And of course, then we will discuss the assignment questions and how to do with the assignments. Okay. So, software development lifecycle, as some of you might have heard of that term, that is a process used by the software industry to design, develop, and test high quality software. Say, if you are a company running a company, and some client comes to you and asks for the development of a particular software, then this software development life cycle, or this is actually a structured process, or it is the design process in the software field. So this process is followed for a software project within a software organization. It consists of detailed plan, maintenance, replacement, and development, other stuff. The life cycle defines a methodology for improving the quality of the software and the overall development of the process. So if you look at this slide, you can see these are the various stages in the software development life cycle. Okay, so what is software development life cycle? It is the process used in the software industry to develop high quality software. So our subject is design and engineering. So this is the process of designing a good quality software, or we can say this is the structured design process employed in software industry. So what are the various fields there? In these fields, you can relate to the various phases or various stages in the design process. Okay, the design process we have seen. So this software development life cycle, briefly I will touch upon all of them. First one is communication. What is communication? Communication is the stage where user or a client comes to the service provider or software developer and ask for and state his needs. Say, I want this. I want normally we will take simple example. I want a website. I want a mobile application, or I want to have a software, isn't it? So that is the communication part, the communication between the clients who need the software and the service provider who provides the software. Now requirement gathering. So requirement gathering is a phase where these requirements are analyzed. We will talk about, we will talk to the customers, and we will try to identify what is a requirement. Requirement may be functional requirement. Functional requirement, in previous classes we have seen design functions. What are the characteristics, what are the features that should be present, say for example in the software. Or system requirement. System requirement means what is the quality of the system, what is the hardware requirement, what is the memory requirement, what is the processor requirement, what is the software requirement, what are the software platform tools, modules required for the development of this particular software, isn't it? And then comes the feasibility study. Of course, the requirement we have analyzed. Then is it feasible? Can we go ahead with that? Can we implement that? Is it technically possible? Whatever the client suggests, whatever the client requests, is technically possible or financially possible, or can we complete the project within the financial limit, isn't it? That is feasibility, technical feasibility, financial feasibility. Or is it practically possible? Technically it may be possible, but practically in our environment, is it possible? That those things are discussed in the feasibility study of the development of software. Then comes the system analysis. The system analysis actually deals with the designing functions or tasks, objectives, setting objectives, and also constraints, isn't it? Various constraints we have studied. Those constraints related to the software development are analyzed with the software analysis field. Then comes software design. Of course, you will write programs, you will start coding, you will no, coding comes later. Software design is actually the design. What are the various modules there, how they are interconnected, or the data flow diagram or the workflow diagram. Say for example, user makes a request, then what happens to that request, how that request is stored. Say a user places an order online, so user is initiating the order, how that is retrieved by the vendor, isn't it? How payment is done. So there are certain logical flow, how the connection is done, how the communication is happening between various modules, isn't it? So that is actually software design, where you can use various terms. Probably these things you will study in higher semesters: ER diagram, entity relationship diagram, or data flow diagram, or some sort of pseudocode also you can use. Pseudocode, something similar to algorithm. Pseudocode also will be there. That will explain the brief of what the software is going to do. So that is the design part. So once the design is done, you can straight away start the coding. Then, or probably whatever you have coded, you have implemented, has to be tested. That will be coming in the testing phase. Then comes the integration phase. Integration is probably, if you have various modules, how these various modules are connected, how one program interacts with the other program, maybe using system libraries, how integration with that comes. Then implementation basically installation, and how the module, how the software or the program is going to function. Then operations and maintenance, day-to-day operation and the maintenance of the software. Some maintenance means sometimes you'll have to have some patches, you'll have to think of some upgrades, some technology advancements happen. So because of that, you need to improvise the system, isn't it? All those things comes under the maintenance part. Then disposition, in the sense, sometimes, if the software or if the program is becoming obsolete or something like that, one module stops functioning, you need to discard that, you need to dispose that, and sometimes you need to archive data, isn't it? Some data needs to be archived, some sort of program needs to be archived, and then probably maybe you need to introduce new modules, new system, or something like that. So this is the basic steps or basic stages of the software development life cycle, that is called SDLC. That is the structured design process followed in the software industry. So why I told this? Because we are in the computer science field, you should have some idea so that you can connect this with the general design process. That is, irrespective of any branch or any product, you can think, we will have a design process. That is what we have been discussing. So this is with respect to software. Now, before discussing the assignment question, we have covered structured design process. So in the assignment question, what I have given, you need to analyze, you need to go through the various stages of the design process using handwritten or hand sketches, so that all these stages are identified with respect to the design of a particular product. So just a recap of the structured design process. What are the various stages? Product or problem identification. Details we have discussed. Then we will formulate a problem. Then design goals. Then gather sufficient data to get new knowledge. Then brainstorming. We will discuss with the team. Then evaluation of the potential solution. What are the possible alternatives? Then we'll have a conceptual design. Then detailed design. Then any standardization requirement that we will include. Say, for example, security requirement. For security, this needs to have. For user interface, this we should have. Then prototyping, then testing the prototype. Design based on the testing of prototype. Sometimes we may get a feedback. Okay, that has to be improved. This feature has to be improved. That has to be improved. So that will come into design modification. So you'll have to slightly modify the design again. We'll go back to that, and then finally we'll iterate this prototyping and testing again. Then finally we'll freeze the design, then cost analysis, all those things are done, realization, manufacturing, quality assurance, then feedback analysis and design improvement, all those things are happening. So these are the various stages. So various functions, if you look at first in the design process, what is the function? Clarifying objectives. What is that we want to design, isn't it? In the example, in the assignment, we have given so many products. So what is the objective? Then user requirement, we need to identify the user requirement. Then identifying the constraint. What are the constraints? Sometimes you need to think, you need to imagine, you need to visualize, like this would be the constraint. Then establishing functions. What are the features? Then establishing specifications, specific actions, operations. Then generating alternatives. Then to meet these requirements and functions and constraints, what are the options we have, isn't it? That we should list out and identify the pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages of them. Then modeling and analyzing the alternative. We will analyze whatever ways possible, because actually we do not implement that at this stage, but we will do some sort of analysis, testing and evaluation. This testing usually happens after the implementation. So when we can really implement that, we will do the testing. Otherwise, we will, just for sake of enlisting all the stages, we will include the testing and evaluation also. Then refining based on the testing and evaluation, we will refine, we will optimize the design, setting fabrication specifications. Then documentation is also very important. Then what are the series of actions? Series of action in establishing client objective, then constraints you need to list out, then specifications you need to list out, then you need to identify the alternatives, then modeling and analyzing, test and evaluate, refine and optimize, document the design process, and communicate the completed design. So these are the various stages. Okay, so is this clear? So these are the steps that you should adopt while answering the questions given in the assignment. Okay.